September 11th, 2008. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I've been at the Invensys, or Invensys Process Systems, or IPS as they're branding themselves now, Client Conference. And I'll be connecting out through Houston just before Ike comes through. Been charting Ike all week, and Hurricane Ike is due to land Friday night, so I've got like a day and a half, and I hear the airport will close on Friday morning, so I'll be able to get home. Anyway, and hopefully all the Houston people are safe and all that sort of stuff. At the IPS conference, what was going on was kind of an unveiling of new management. There's a new global management team, pretty much. Paulette Eberhardt, the CEO, has been in place about 18 months or so, give or take, and a new marketing team is coming in. Part of the new marketing team has to do with branding, so you'll see a lot more bringing together of the different companies that Invensys put together for their process systems, which would be Foxborough, Triconics, Avantis, SimSci Core, and Infusion. If you remember Infusion, that's the software platform that they call it like a control system for business, actually for business decision making based on manufacturing, and that has been elevated to a brand at the same level. So, for example, I was in a session, and Luis Duran from Triconics mentioned he's from IPS Safety Systems, and Triconics is kind of the brand of the products and so on. So you'll see a branding thing come from that. Talking to CEO Paulette Eberhardt, she's talked about what she's done so far in consolidating the sales systems. Each different division had its own sales person who would come in, and sometimes one client would have 4 different salespeople, all Invensys, but all different things, and nothing was tied together. And so she has been attacking the organization, and especially the sales organization, to get it all put together into one cohesive whole. So they have a client, like I forget the 3-letter acronym they use, but it's like a client services executive. So the one client executive goes in, coordinates everything around what Invensys supplies to that customer, trying to get more of a cohesive whole going on. So that's pretty much what's going on. There were a lot of conversations happening. Attendance was officially, I think, 573 is what I heard. Never really got an official number, but right in that vicinity was the registered attendance. Not sure if all of them came. Maybe some might have been worried about the impending hurricane coming through. One never knows. But still a lot of good information, a lot of good questions. Talked to Peter Martin a little bit, who's a vice president, and kind of a lot of the ideas in Infusion came from Peter Martin and the books he's written, and he's concerned about engineers not explaining the true benefit of what they do. He said engineers spend too much time on cost, and not enough time on benefit as far as justifying their existence to management, quite frankly. And an interesting part of the whole thing was a couple of sessions I went to then, especially one on real-time optimization, where a bunch of Shell engineers actually documented over $14 million in savings to the company just out of one application that they put in and worked with and actually used. So there are benefits, and maybe we all need to work on that and make sure that we emphasize to management that engineers do have a true value to the company. We're not just a cost drag. Anyway, Invensys Client Conference in Dallas, Texas. And this is Gary Mintchell, and that's where I've been.